Oh God. My cousin.
So anyway, the White
you know what? I
Castle
won't
of
tell that
Fear.
story. But yes, the White Castle of Fear. That was a match.
Sponsored by White Castle.
I mean, if they did it now, it definitely would have
Yeah.
been sponsored by
Yes.
White Castle, and you would have never stopped hearing Michael Cole scream White Castle.
Are you ready for the White Castle main event?
Are you ready for the White Castle of Fear, sponsored by White Castle? And Vader, who is coming from his White Castle of Fear, where it's like harvested by White Castles.
And then
White Castle hamburgers.
Corey Graves would say something snarky and stupid like, "It looks like Vader's been going to the White Castle a whole bunch lately."
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you guys, I've never actually had a White Castle.
Oh,
I don't like it.
it's bad, but
think
when
it's
you
just-
eat one, you can't eat one. You have to eat like 8.
Yeah. Well, because the first one doesn't. Like, they're so small that it won't fill you up until it's too late. It's kind of like it's like it's exactly like the SpongeBob episode where he finds out that Squidward doesn't like the Krabby Patties, and Squidward eats every Krabby Patty, and he's like, "No, don't do that. It'll go to your thighs, and then you'll blow up."
That's like, well,
That's
it's
exactly
weird.
what it's
I'm
like.
convinced that they put crack in White Castle burgers because they don't taste good.
I mean,
But,
it's
like,
possible.
You get
I don't
cravings
like
for them, and you have to eat like 15 of them. Like, you just can't stop.
I don't get cravings for them.
Oh, I get cravings every like once in a while, like once a year. I'm like, I could really go for some White Castles right
I
now.
remember when I was in Raging Steel, we would go to White Castle every once in a while because Eric Hugo, the bass player, like was like obsessed with White Castle, and he would, and I mean the bus route was like right along the way, so like when I would go home, like we just go to White Castle and then I just take the bus from there, but. He would get the big crave case for himself, and he would just like eat it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's 30 hamburgers.
Yeah, he would just do it. Sometimes he would get 2 crave cases.
That would be like my
just, like,
go-to
save
if
one
I had to
for
bring
later.
something to a house party. I would just get a crave case. It's the easiest thing to do. Just buy a crave case and bring it.
We did that for New Year's at one of my buddy's places like a few years ago, and I remember I left my house early while my mom was like making good hearty food, like just like like lobster tails and shit.
Yeah.
And like,
And you roll up with tiny burgers.
yeah, and we ended up bailing on it to go to my friends and we
eat White Castle rat
and
burgers.
and like now we've been having the New Year's parties at our place. I mean, we obviously didn't do it this year because the pandemic and everything, but like, oh god, I remember we went home and we just looked at each other and said, "I'm never fucking having White Castle again." not for New Year's.
So what you're saying is I need to get some.
I mean, I'm not, but you can.
I know supermarkets, or at least one supermarket near me, sells like the burgers frozen.
Yeah,
but
you can get them frozen now.
Yeah, they do.
But I'm like,
sell those.
I watched a video of how like someone recreating it, so like I could do it if I wanted to, but it's like you said, it's like it's not that good, and you have to eat like fucking 30 of them. So it's like I'll make a normal burger.
Yeah, it kind of.
Yeah, you're better off.
It reminds me a little bit like I was watching Eddie Murphy's. I was watching Eddie Murphy Raw the other night, and I was and it like kind of like what we're doing now. It kind of reminds me of like the McDonald's bit that he has, where like when you're a little kid and all you want is McDonald's, and then your mom is like, "No, I can make you a better hamburger," and like your mom's like making it, and it like looks nothing like a McDonald's burger. And like as a child, you're like, "But I want McDonald's," and your mom has the better, like you already have the better meal, and you're just like, "Oh, that don't look like no McDonald's."
Yeah.
And then you go outside, and like all the other kids are like, they all have McDonald's, of course, and you're there with like this giant hockey puck burger, and they're like, what? And they're like, what's that? And they're like, and my mom made it, and they're like, well, we got McDonald's, and then like you start crying because
Yeah. See, the problem is that like you could have a craving. You could have like, oh, I want to have a burger, and if I want a burger, I'll go, get one from like the diner or like just make one at home or something. Like, when I want to go to McDonald's, because I want McDonald's, not just a regular burger, because it's not like a burger. It's like you want McDonald's specifically.
Yeah, like I want the thing that's going to kill me.
Right.
Yeah. I'm driving. I need some food, and I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
It's time for McDonald's.
I wish there was a Five Guys near me, because Five Guys is definitely the superior burger.
No.
Five Guys.
What?
I like Five Guys, but I don't like what it does to me.
Oh.
It's like one of those things
Okay,
where
that's
like
fair.
it's not as bad as KFC, which KFC I can't really touch anymore because it's just too greasy. But like it's like a similar thing with Five Guys. It's too greasy and it gets like stuck. Like it's just one of those things where like
gives you agita. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me the shits, and then like sometimes you can taste the grease.
Yeah.
Like long after there's no food, and it's just like that slimy feeling.
Yeah. It makes you feel gross.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The thing I like about Five Guys is, one, like, you can't order large of anything. Like, it's just impossible to actually eat it. So, like, I'm like, oh, I'm being healthy today. I'm only getting, like, a medium fry, which is, like, 8 pounds of fries.
Yeah.
And
then, a large fry, they just give you a fucking brown paper bag full of fries.
Exactly. And that's like, oh yeah, like, and then you can get like whatever the fuck you want on the burger. Yeah. It's all falling out anyway. And it's just like I gotta eat this before like the grease soaks into the bun so much that it just dissolves.
Yeah, I used to like getting them with mushrooms because they'd put a shit ton of mushrooms on there, and that would just kind of help cushion the grease.
I just want to meet the motherfuckers who go to like Five Guys and are like, I'll have the chicken sandwich.
Oh, go to hell.
Yeah. That shouldn't even be a thing.
No, that's like going to a prostitute for a hug. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
Not that you should go to prostitutes. We're not advising that people go to prostitutes. I mean, if you're sad and lonely and you got no place to go and you live in a part of the world where it's legal, go nuts, do whatever you want to do. But if it's still illegal in your neck of the woods, we're not advising that you go out and break the law. You should not do that.
Just buy one of those weird body pillows with like the arm.
Oh no. I'm not sure what's worse now.
I saw an ad for like a body pillow in the shape of an alpaca and you like hug the neck.
What?
Yeah, I don't. It's just like, yeah, like your wife will love it when you're not around.
Oh,
what does that mean?
That's perverse.
Yes.
I'm like, thanks, Facebook. Now I know this exists.
Oh no. Well, I guess we got to